Okay, so this is Zach Merck, and I'm the director of the Céline Dion video for Incredible. And, this video was an exciting one to make. It was an interesting process because essentially, conceptually, we always as directors get a brief and it's usually like, hey, we want something cool. But, this was a challenge for me because what we have here is we have Céline Dion, who is a world-renowned established artist. And then we have Neo, who is equally as fantastic, but, a newer, younger artist, an up-and-comer. And so as far as the concept was concerned, the idea was, if the world was your stage, what would you make of it? Like if you imagine when you walked outside, everywhere you looked, everywhere you went, if that was your stage, if that was your place to express yourself, what would you do with it? So what we see here is versus like doing sort of a heavy-handed narrative, or, we've seen Celine's videos in the past where they've been kind of fantastic. Of course, everybody knows the Titanic song and all this kind of stuff. For me, approaching this, I wanted to take an artist that has been huge since the early 90s and create something that was modern, that was different, that, I don't mean this to sound the way it is, but make her younger, make her hipper, make her cooler, get her right on that level with Neo. And what we're seeing in our cutaway elements is we're seeing things like these break dancers. We're seeing this young kid who's just, scored the winning touchdown in a game, and he's got that, one-on-one moment with his dad in the locker room. We see this beautiful young couple. I actually wrote the idea right after Halloween last year, and so I imagined this, beautiful young couple that, had just left this costume party together, and they're having this like really kind of cool, quiet adventure through the city, and they're in love and they're experiencing each other. And then what could happen to them that would be absolutely incredible is, they come across this giraffe that's just magically, walking through downtown, which I, immediately just, when that popped in my head, I was like, this is an image that I have to figure out how to bring to life, So that giraffe that you just saw a glimpse of that you're seeing in this video is actually Stanley the giraffe. He's the giraffe from The Hangover 3, which is pretty funny. That giraffe that's riding with Zach Galifianakis in the car. And then, I'm thinking about other things like, of course those break dancers were just absolutely incredible. All three of them, the stuff that they were able to do, I just couldn't believe it, and that was actually a really interesting casting session, if you could say, because I had all these different people popping and moving and stuff, so it was really hard to pick, who exactly we wanted to put in the final video. And I imagined, other ways of expressing the word incredible, and I started to think about this little girl, and here we are with this music and this dancing and this movement and this giraffe, and what's another way that we can express ourselves? And I thought about sign language, so I met this beautiful little girl that, could actually sing the song in sign language, which I thought was absolutely fascinating, so I needed to put her in there. And then finally, of course, there's our street artist who you've seen, who, is working on the walls there and coming up with his way to express himself, again, bringing it back to incredible. And I imagine, like, what if he had this, like, really incredible, like neon glowing paint? Because I actually used to do a little bit of wall art when I was a kid, and I just imagined, like, him creating this thing, that is inspired by the music, alone in the dark by himself. So those are our cutaways, to talk about the actual performance. That's one thing that I think I was very lucky with on this video, is that Céline and Neo together, even with the age difference, with whatever it is, like, these two were just on fire together. They were just magical together. And so funny enough, like, bringing them together for this performance, I was just astounded at the professionalism of the both of them, and the way that they responded to each other, the way that they moved with one another, and the way that they really let each other have space as performers, if that makes sense. Like even with our camera, with all the different moving parts that were happening in the video, one thing I loved is that, you know, here's Céline Dion, and as we know, this isn't offensive, like Céline Dion is a much bigger artist than Neo, but she would let Neo have his time in front of the camera and take a step back and then come up at her parts and really deliver. And the two of them together, you would think that they, you know, were performing together forever. Like I just, I don't want to say that I was lucky, but I was lucky because, you know, it's when you are working with artists, especially artists that are collaborating, you know, it can kind of go either way. And this, beyond when they actually recorded the song, and, you know, there is those other videos on YouTube of them actually recording the song, this was the first time that they were together singing this song together, performing together. So, you know, just imagine that coming in cold, you know, working with me, having me put them into this situation, this environment that I've created, this atmosphere, and literally being like, okay, you know, roll camera, here we go. I was very, very impressed with how brilliant they are together on camera. And I think that, you know, as many cutaways as we want to shoot, it all starts with the artist, you know, and so for the two of them to really deliver and bring the energy and the beauty and the music to this video really took it to the next level for me, and I knew I had something really good. I had the gold to be proud of. So thank you very much for watching, and you know, I love this video. I loved making it, and I love everything about it, and I'm glad that people are enjoying it.